You know, a lot of times when I looked at the RavelUnravel curriculum and I would talk to some of my colleagues about it, when we would talk about preparing our students, one of the biggest things we did is shared our own enthusiasm for it. I truly, personally, and professionally believe that for society to make positive changes, we have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. We have to be willing to talk about some of the topics that have been forbidden through our growing up years. And I have found that my students are hungry for that kind of dialogue. Many of them talk about being very tired with superficial conversation. They know there's big issues out there. They're going to school with all this idealism. They want to help fix these big issues. But if we can't talk about them, we'll never fix them. And they get that. So really what I did to prepare is I talked about Project Interfaith. I told them about the agency, connected it to Omaha, which has a special connection for them since our school is here. Beyond that, I shared a few clips, and we have a clip that just kind of introduced the idea and told the history of where it came from. The students really like the history. They like that it almost started by accident. Someone caught something. They caught an opportunity to make a difference, and that they really liked, that it was a college-age student who helped launch this idea when it was hooked onto by some young professionals that have great goals in mind. So that the students naturally kind of bite onto. Beyond that, what we do in small groups and in a classroom setting after we kind of introduce the topic, show a couple clips to be little teasers, share my own enthusiasm and why I believe it's important, I also then use this time to connect it to the content of the class. So many times in higher ed, we will introduce a new idea and we know why we think it's great, but we don't help the students understand why does this activity matter? Why is it important and what am I supposed to get out of it? So once I help them understand why is it relevant, and for my students, for example, one of the key skills we're doing in our core class is that they will be working with people from the entire human spectrum at the bedside at the most vulnerable times, happy and sad crisis times in healthcare of their lives. So we talk about you have to be able to work with a person you don't like, you don't understand, you don't agree with, you don't condone their behavior, you don't understand their beliefs, with respect, great utter respect for them as a human being, whether you agree with them or like them. So we really use this time as a chance to practice those skills. How do I engage you with a question that I don't understand? If you say something that I take offensively, instead of reacting in anger, how can I look at you and say, would you mind repeating that? Could you rephrase that? And allowing the person the opportunity to really ask the question they were intending, and then giving the student the chance to also say back, you know, the way you said it the first time, this is how I heard it. And rather than reacting out of aggressiveness or defensiveness, it allows the two people dialogue. They both are learning new skills about how they came across, how to clarify information, and to get to actually what the question was, and giving the person a chance to fix it if they in fact did say it in an offensive way. So that's really how we kind of lead into it. And once you've set that basic understanding and framework, the students just take it and run. And they truly, even those who are initially hesitant and resistant, by the time we're through the themes, I have yet to have one person tell me they wished we hadn't done it. They've all just embraced that it was a deeper level of communication that they loved.